Hi guys, Scarface is here. So, you maybe ask yourself a question with railguns. What projectile is the best to use against another ship or base? Solid shots here, which is full heavy armor with a bit of artificial mass and anything else to propel it, or explosives? Which one performs the best? So, there is only one way to answer a scientific test, as scientific as it can be, against these targets here. These targets are pretty hard. I believe you will never encounter a ship with an armor so hard. It is 8 layers of heavy armor, as well as anything else, everything you need to stabilize it. But anyway, we'll also make a quite overkill test with my grenadier here. It is powered by a ridiculous 102 gravity generators. 102. If the speed is the maximum speed is not changed by any mod, 10 is already a bit overkill. The funny fact is that I calculated the number of gravity generators I needed for a speed of 150 meters per second, which is a bit more than what we can get in anomaly games, and I came out with a result of for lengths of a bit less than 100 meters. I came with something like 80 or 90, but it was in meters per second square, not in G's, and by mistake I read it in G, so yeah, 10 times more powerful than enough. So, to make this overkill test, I put the first skybox mod that I found on the workshop. Very nice, by the way. Impressive ship, which allows a much faster speed, something like 400 meters per second for ships. So, we will test our railguns. Yeah, the railgun is hidden in the wings. We test it against our targets here. Hopefully it will not bug, because it is so fast that if the right frame is skipped, it may simply go through without doing any damage. But if the shot is successful, sorry for that, it is pretty much overkill. So, let's first try our high impact solid shot. There it is. Yeah, I use a landing pad that I can use to block the projectile inside the railgun. Yeah, the cannon of the railgun goes all through the length of the ship. It is not very long, perhaps only 20 blocks, so you don't need to make an awful ship. So there it is, locked. I can move it safely and remove the lock, or you will propel the entire ship of the target, which is not what we want today, and shoot. There we go. Whoa. As you can see, it went right through. It's completely ridiculous. It travels at perhaps 400 meters per second. That's faster than the speed of sound in the air, at least. I know it changes depending on the material, but yeah. So, as you can see, it went right through. Now, the explosive target. Yes, everything that I make a bit seriously, I call it Scaremory, Scarface Armory. So, at least everything I make is at the same place in the inventory. So, there it is. Oh yeah, by the way, I may republish these things on the workshop. If you find me in multiplayer, I will gladly share it with you. There it is, already placed correctly, and fire! Whoops! Oh shit. Yeah, don't forget to remove the gravity. Once you fire, I believe this one misfired. Yeah, it did. Let's try another shot. The same target. So, there it is. Our shots were successful. Let us see what it made. First, the solid target. As you can see, it went right through the 8 layers. That means that unless you're shooting at a monster, it will most likely go right through. In a modded one, at least. It goes at almost 4 times faster than in unmodded game. That means 16 times more kinetic energy, but yeah, you can see the damage it does. No ship can resist that. Whatever is protected by the armor of the ship, it's like naked. Now the explosive. As you can see, it went up to the blue. The blue one, which is the 5th layer. So yeah, it does not have half of the penetration. It is official. If you want to use a Railgun in Space Engineers, load it with a solid shot made of heavy armor. Surprised? Oh, I understand you are surprised. The fact is, a solid shot is where it is solid. It is just an arrow of steel that is very, very hard. As long as it has kinetic energy, it will go through targets. Explosives, on the other hand, they explode at impact. That means the first block that touches explodes. The next one pushed by the kinetic energy, of course, but explosion is triggered not by the next impact, but by the first explosion, etc., etc., until the chain reaction is done. So yeah, it causes more damage in the surface, as you can see. More surfaces here is damaged than here, which is entirely clean. Well, as clean as a Railgun shot can be, anyway. So, if you want to make a lot of damage on the ground, on unprotected targets, use explosives. But you do not use a Railgun which has a shitty rate of fire. You need to copy manually every projectile, then re-aim. Don't forget the safeties you use for a Railgun if you wanted to shoot more than 1 or 2 shots. So yeah, use a regular small plane with a lot of rocket launchers to do the same damage. Against heavily armored targets, however, there is no question. The solid shot wins. There is no question about that. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and see you next. Goodbye.